Hey, what's up, good people? It's your girl KB. You know what I do and you know why I do it. Got the frog thing happening this morning. It's 3:31. It's Tuesday and it's April 18th. I'm going to get into this reading. It's a natural progression of everything that I've been talking about this morning. Seasons, growth, development. I want to say character defects, honesty. Now I'm going to take it to the next level. Integrity. This reading is from Daily Reflections, which is the AA reading, and it's entitled Self-Honesty. It says, the deception of others is nearly always rooted in the deception of ourselves. I want to say denial, disassociation, disconnect, dishonesty, and I want to say dis-ease or disease of sin. It is what it is, folks. And when we get comfortable lying, notice I said we, when we get comfortable lying, we enter into an area that impacts our soul. It impacts our relationships and connection, first and foremost to God. But it taints all our other connections as well. It devalues our relationships. We have disingenuous connections. We have this facade, like the Wizard of Oz. We're behind this screen, pulling levers and puffing smoke. But, when everything is exposed, we have to deal with the honesty of the situations, the hurt, the harm. And hopefully, if we are still connected to God after all is said and done, we can rebuild. And rebuild with a focus on God as the core. Amen. I don't know about you, but for me, I'm just tired of temporal. And I mean temporal everything. This reading says, when we are honest with another person, it confirms that we have been honest with ourselves and God. Amen. I want to say, if you're comfortable in dealing in half-truths and deception, if you're comfortable with that, then your connection to God is always going to be adjacent to God. It's like I'll visit, but I have no plans on sticking and staying. And I guarantee that all of your relationships are on that level. I'll visit, but I have no plans on sticking and staying. And the reason being is that you're afraid to be vulnerable, or you have been vulnerable and somebody violated your trust, and everybody else since then has been judged by that standard. But again, it all goes to your relationship with God. You have not trusted enough to be vulnerable to God, to just lay yourself bare before God. I didn't say before man, I said before God. Amen. Or we're willing to be receptive to anything and everything but God. You've heard me talk about remaining God adjacent, and it could be rooted in fear. But the bottom line is, at some point, God became real and showed you your vulnerabilities, and you got scared, and you remain in your disobedience, and you remain God adjacent, because you looking at you is just too much. Think about where you are in what I just described, and think about how many seasons, going back to my first introduction video, how many seasons that you're content to remain dormant or allow the world to nurture your bloom. Because if you're content with that, be prepared to be abandoned for the next best beautiful flower. Amen.